Hi.
Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to our spooky Halloween
Yes.
setup today.
Yes, we're so glad to have you here for our spooky Halloween special.
Yes, look at this. So I'm Kate Wheaton. I'm the Director of Hospitality at First United Methodist Church.
And I'm Adrian Borden, and I'm the Director of 50 Plus Ministries at First United Methodist Church.
And today we are going to walk through some fun, full recipes just to warm your hearts when we get our cold weather. So we're going to have a spicy white chicken chili.
Yes.
We're going to have a roasted pumpkin soup with melted gruyere cheese.
Yum.
And then just a little fun ending with some cake pops.
Yes.
So without further ado,
Yes, we're going to sing
gonna
our little
open.
intro song. There's a little change, and we tried to make it more spooky. Welcome to Pandemic Pantry. We know you might feel antsy. Soon you'll be cooking so fancy. Stay and cook along with us today. Spooky. And we have like bubbling cauldrons over
we
here.
do.
And everything.
And can you guess what our costume is today?
Yes, I'll give you a
Anybody
minute.
guess? We'll give you a minute.
I'm the cat, and she's...
The meow.
We're the cat's meow. And I will be lacing into today's episode trivia questions. So please be ready to, we're not going to wait for you to answer because there's a delay and we don't want to stress anybody out. But we invite you to yell at your
Yes.
phone or tablet or computer.
Yes.
The answers.
Join in with the spirit of it, because I'm sure I won't know the answers. But without further ado, let's start today. I have to say, it's a little distracting having this.
I know.
It's
That's
a little
cool.
edgy. So let's move this pumpkin to one side. And we thought today we are going to start with our chicken chili.
Yes. Oh, it's going to be
So,
good.
let's go on and move this
While
over.
she's getting that out, I want to know, do you guys know where the term jack-o'-lantern comes from? Do you know, Kate?
Jack-o'-lantern. I should.
The
It's on
term...
the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, you already know this one. The term jack-o'-lantern originates from an Irish folk tale about a cheap man named Stingy Jack who made a deal with the devil. Get the full story, well, on a link that I didn't click on. Obviously, okay, well, Crazy Jack, Stingy Jack. That's where jack-o'-lantern comes from. Very interesting. Oh, our devotion, Bob Hope.
Yes.
Where's
We
Bob
do
Hope?
have it. He's on
Here
the
he
table.
Okay.
Just
Oh, we
too
got.
much exciting
Oh,
today.
good. Don Bush is watching. I have gained a new family, several new family members. I have a new sister, I have a new brother-in-law, and I have a new mother-in-law and a father-in-law because we just got married and everything. So Don Bush, my mother-in-law, is on. Hi. Oh, see, I can't see the comments. There we go. Betty's watching. Ruth Russell's watching. Hey, y'all holler at us if you're watching. We are so excited.
We
Oops.
are.
I just knocked into my little boiling pot. Okay, so
Good.
here is our devotion. When we recall the past, we usually find that it is the simplest things, not the great occasions, that in retrospect give off the greatest glow of happiness. And Bob Hope said that, and I love Bob Hope. He's so neat.
And it seems so perfect when we can't have big gatherings and we're worried that the seasons won't be the same when we don't have, huge amounts of family together. But just sharing a bowl of roasted pumpkin soup with a neighbor, just something
Yes.
small, making some cake pops for your grandchildren, with your grandchildren, just making small memories together will last a lifetime, and that we're really not missing out.
No.
We're just looking at things from a new perspective.
That's right. Exactly.
And I'm just going to draw. I'm just loving the ice.
I know.
So we're gonna put-
Your bowling pot is a little struggling over there.
Look.
Ooh,
Okay. Well, we got a jump start on today because
Yes.
I know that a lot of you have watched before and know how to chop an onion. So over here, I have got one red onion that we have chopped and softened and stuck into this pot. So this is now just coming back up to the boil. Well, not to the boil, to sizzle a little
Yes.
bit. And while it's doing that, I want to just walk you through the rest of our ingredients that we're going to add. We took a few shortcuts last week, and honestly, we're taking a few shortcuts this week. I don't know if, like us, our lives seem a little busier in a good way.
I was just talking with my mom about that. It seems like during COVID, especially once it started, boom, I wasn't in any theater productions. I didn't have any extracurricular activities. All I was doing was trying to figure out how to reinvent the wheel at work. And so I haven't had a bunch of extra stuff going on. And now that has completely changed. Even though a lot of it is virtual, there's so much hustling and running around. I feel like, and I'm like, I long for that time where it was like I was forced to slow down and really think about things together.
And this holiday season traditionally is just busy too, so we just feel that sort of pressure of the changing seasons and the upcoming and the Christmas shopping and
what will Christmas look like? How are we going to plan safely? Yes.
So we're cutting a few corners and still making something delicious, but I'm giving you an option. So
yes.
So there we go. So there's my chopped red onion, and we'll bring the camera over in a minute and look.
Yes.
We're going to sprinkle cilantro on the top, and I'll add it to your recipe. So my cilantro stalks, I just chopped them up. And we are going to, that's a great idea, Adrian. We're just going to,
put it over here?
Yes, we're just going to put in some chopped cilantro stalks.
Yes.
That just gives it a little extra richness of flavor.
Dawn Bush says, great devotion, thank you. Susanna Jones Cleveland is watching. Hi. And
Hi.
Julie Whalen's watching.
Hey, Julie, good to see you. She's my English friend. Hello.
Yay.
All right. So again, I've got fresh garlic. You could chop 3 cloves of fresh garlic, or we're actually branching out. Probably with my teaspoon pot. And we're just using some chopped garlic that we found on the shelf.
That's the way I do it.
Is that the way you roll?
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy fresh garlic every once in a while, but you know, I really
Chili, I like some
have
strong
minced
flavors.
garlic right there in the fridge.
Garlic's good for Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got garlic.
I have a question. I think I left that question in my notes, the one about Dracula.
All right, so we're going to take that back over the heat, and then we're also going to add this little can of diced green chilies. Okay. Now, if you had a jalapeno in the fridge, I did. You could use that. Oh, sorry.
You're like,
you
no.
did that. But I'm actually going to save this and sprinkle that for a little pop of contrasting color on the top of our soup.
Yes.
So we're just going to take those canned chilies in there, and then once that heats up a
You
bit,
want me to get rid of this one? Okay.
yeah, we can hear that sizzle. We're going to add those spices.
And
And
Adrian, come over.
yeah, why don't you come over?
Okay.
Good idea. Come and join the party.
Okay, we're going for a closer look, and I'll remember to talk quietly since I'm so
we've
close to the
got
camera.
what I would call oregano, which you call
Oregano.
Yeah. We've got cayenne pepper and chili pepper. And so we do want a little heat. Wish it was a little more instant, but it's doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
So once that comes up to temperature just a little bit more, we're going to toss our spices in and then just let those heat up to release some of those extra flavors in there so that we don't get that raspy, dried spice flavor at the back of our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I keep thinking something's boiling, but it's the ice. It's so wonderful. Okay, so that's a little warm. So we're going to tip those in, stir those around, and just let that do its thing for a few minutes. And while that's doing that, that's probably all there is to see for a second. So we'll pop that back. We can pop you guys back.
Okay.
And I'll tell you about the beans. So while that's sizzling, the next, this is super easy. You can make this the day before. You can make this and freeze it. And it's just quite a quick supper to throw together. We did not do, here's one we made earlier today. So we are literally doing this from start to finish right this minute. So we also, for this recipe, use great northern beans, a white bean. You really could use any bean that you wanted to, but I've got 2 cans of beans that are in here. I've just simply rinsed them. And then 1 can of beans that we've mushed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to add as your thickening agent just to give texture to everything.
I asked her earlier if it was cake batter.
Yes, because it did look a little like that.
It's
It
not.
did look a little like that. Just in case you were wondering, it is not. Okay. So you want to give that a little stir?
Sure.
And while that's doing that, I'll bring these in.
It looks good.
Is it doing a little sizzle?
Mm-hmm.
Doing a little sizzle.
Ooh, so is that.
Woohoo!
It doesn't feel like your container.
We just roll with the punches.
That's
today.
right. We just live our lives. Okay, beans, do you want that?
Yes. I'd like to hear it sizzle just a teeny bit more.
Okay.
It surely does smell good though. You're beginning to get those chili scents in there. And remember, like all spicy things, if you put them in the freezer and then you come back to it, it's going to be spicier. So don't think, gosh, I love spicy, I'll add a bit extra. And if you do, you can. Just know that it's going to continue to develop its flavors as it sits.
It sounds like Dawn and Russell's gumbo.
Yes.
Russell
What
does
happened
his
with
mom's
that?
gumbo recipe, and he's made the gumbo now twice for gatherings, and you put it in the freezer and it does set up. It does get quite a bit hotter, and it's so good. The flavors just merge together so well.
And a quick question, I guess, for our audience: is that bubbling making it hard for you to hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us over there?
Something just happened with mine. Mine had a reaction of some kind.
Yours just took off, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're going to just move you. Well, I guess for me, you're
He's
quiet
good
now.
now.
You're good now.
Yeah. Okay. He
All right.
regulated.
All right. So actually, do you want to go ahead and stir that in there too?
The mushed beans.
Mushed beans,
Yes.
and then 2 cans of broth, 14-ounce cans, I believe they are, or you can just do one of these, which is 32. So we're going to mix all that in together, and again, bring that up to the boil. And basically, that's going to be it. That is going to make the base of your chili.
Yum.
Simple stuff.
And why pureed beans, Kate?
Well, they're just going to add a natural thickener. You don't have to mess with putting flour or anything in there. As it all cooks together and the stock reduces, it's going to give you substance so that your mouth, it's not just, beans floating in a thin broth. It's going to really thicken that soup up.
Nice.
Now this is a good one to keep to one side for after Thanksgiving. Well, we're using diced cooked chicken today. And you can get that. We just cooked our own and diced it, but you can buy the stuff at Costco that they have in that vacuum seal. You can get a couple of rotisserie chickens if you're pushed for time. You can use up Thanksgiving turkey meat,
Yes.
and just make something different and some chili. So we're going to let that come to the boil. Then we're going to put our chicken in, and we're going to let it simmer for 20 minutes. So while that's doing that, and we're working through those stages, we're going to push on and start our pumpkin soup.
Yay! Pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin.
Oh, I'll ask another question.
Oh, yeah.
What sort of mask does Michael Myers wear in the original Halloween?
Now, that's who would know. We have our grill meister outside today. My husband Joel is grilling in the garden.
Yes, he
He might know. I don't know who.
You might know. Because the studio had such a small budget, they had to use the cheapest mask they could find. It was a $2 William Shatner mask that they spray painted white.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
Who knew,
Well,
man?
you've got to be frugal.
Low budget.
Low budget. Love it. Okay. Well, this soup is fairly low budget, and you're getting a pretty good bang for your buck. This pumpkin is one, we took my little granddaughter to the pumpkin patch this weekend. It was so sweet. She's 20 months, and she got off
so
the,
cute.
Colette, she got off of the trailer ride, and she looked at the pumpkins, and she went, apples. So sweet. So this one was a little bit too heavy, but she quite fancied this one. But anyway, you want to get yourself kind of a 3 pounds, you want about 3 pounds of pumpkin. And this one's, I'm guessing it's a bit more. You probably only need half of this jug.
Yeah, but that's about
But that's
six.
about right. So then you're going to cut your pumpkin into pieces, a bit like you would cut a melon, into a big circle. Smiley. A smiley
One thing to
face.
keep in mind is if you get a super big pumpkin, I had to pick up pumpkins at one point. She said, don't get them too big because I can't cut through them. So that's something to bear in mind. You don't want to just buy like a ginormous one so that you can make 3 pumpkin soups.
Exactly, and that's what we started with, was like, we'll use this one. I was like,
No.
So here we go, let's unwrap it. So literally, try to do this in stages so that it was quick for you. But you're going to end up with slices that look like this, and you've got all your seeds attached. And then I found a serrated knife was really good just to scrape through
Yes.
all of those. It can be a little bit fibrous pumpkin, although that's excuse us, goodness, that's a cheeky fire we've got going over there. There it goes. Right, so that's all of that. And then, this is what we're going to roast. And then if you want to do roasted pumpkin seeds, I didn't realize they were quite such a fiddle to do until I did them this week. So So I
Yes,
have
you have to
some.
wash and clean and slimy and everything.
Yes. So if you don't know, you wash, and as you wash, all of the slime comes off. Then you boil them in salted water for 10 minutes, dry them, and then roast them with your spices and oil on them. So
Or buy them from Publix.
fine for it. Yeah, so you definitely want to pay attention at the last phase, because by then you've invested a very large portion of your life into those pumpkin seeds. So don't burn them at the end. So we'll keep those for a bit of roasting later on. That is going to go onto a baking tray. You're going to just, in the old days we would brush it with oil. These days you can just use the oil spray. Spray it with oil, pop it on a baking tray and roast it on 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. At which point it's going to look like this. So, you know, it's soft. It's not like super, super soft because it's going to cook some more in our soup, but you can see it.
Yes, it's pliable.
Pliable, and you could actually have a go at this. So basically all you're going to do is just chop the skin off. So we'll let Adrian
I know, okay.
take a hand
How
to
many
that.
pounds of candy corn are produced each year, Kate?
Oh gosh, hundreds and thousands if it's anything. I love candy corn, so how much?
35 million pounds of candy corn are produced a year, amounting to about 9 billion pieces. My mom loves candy corn. Do you like
love
it?
candy corn. I do love candy, but I only like the Brax. Is that how you say it? Brax candy corn. Kind of
That's
picky.
right.
I
Yes,
don't like
yes.
the store brand. And yes, I can eat it until I feel sick.
Yes, and I don't know if she likes it that much, but she does like it. She does not shun it like some people do. Oh, I have another question about candy corn. What was candy corn originally called?
Well, while we're thinking about that, let me tell you what's in this pan over here behind our kitty cat.
Yes.
We've got an onion. We've got a large Spanish onion that I've just chopped up, and again, just sauteed in there until it's a little translucent. So that was, you know, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Then the pumpkin, just like
You want this
Adrian
piece
prepared.
Okay. You keep talking, sorry.
Yeah, so then you're just going to chunk that pumpkin and dip it in here. Again, another thing is stock. I'm actually using chicken because it's what I have, but obviously you could use a vegetable stock if you wanted to stick to your vegetable base that we've got here. And then we put 15 fluid ounces of milk in. The original recipe said whole milk. I've used skim milk. So really you can just put whatever you're comfortable with. And then that is going to boil for 20 minutes. And it's as simple as that. And again, this one freezes really well too. Oh look, what is this
Look
doing?
at that. He's setting up.
Ooh. Look, so you can see that that's an attractive colour. That is going to come to the boil. It's going to be delicious. Let's let that do its thing. And that's what you're starting with. It doesn't look very promising. Whoop. It's certainly spooky in our kitchen today.
I know.
We have things that go bump in the night.
Spooky.
Super spooky. Gosh, so we're just rock and rolling. All these
Marty,
things
she's right. She said, "I know this chicken feed." You're absolutely right, Marty. It was. That's what they used to call candy corn because it kind of looks like chicken feed. Yes.
I've seen our cupcakes where
You win the prize, which is...
Good job.
Yeah.
You get an extra special smile. Yeah.
Yes, good job.
All right, so really we're just waiting on time at the moment.
Well,
for that to keep
let's
going.
talk
Let's do
about-
another one.
You want to talk about confection?
Well, yes, let's talk about some of the stuff we have coming up. So we need some volunteers on October 28th. So not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Yes.
We are doing another bake drive-through and delivering to the 3 hospitals. So if you would like to bake and drop off at the church between 9:30 and 10:30, we will be in... we may not be in the breezeway. We'll either be in South Parking or the breezeway. It'll just slightly depend on how those...
She means the drive-through, but yes.
Yes.
The drive-through has been closed now and then, don't you?
Yes,
Not the
because
breezeway.
I do mean the drive-through.
Yes, yes.
I do mean the drive-through.
But they keep closing it and opening it, so we're
Because
rather
of the
than
work.
trying to keep up, we're just like we'll just be in the south parking lot if we can't be in the drive-through.
You'll find us. We'll be easy to find.
But we would love help delivering baked goods, and it is really easy. All you do is we put cookies in your car, you drive them to a hospital, they come and meet you and pull them out of your car.
And the biggest commitment is that you try and take a photo as you're dropping off. which is super easy, and we would love help with that. We've had
Yes.
such great turnouts, and it's been a hot minute since we did a baked good stripe.
It has, and it's
we're
always well
excited.
received. I mean, who doesn't love a cookie?
Right? Or a brownie.
Mm-mm. But this Wednesday we do have 2 events actually. We have Spectre this coming Wednesday, and that's a 50 plus event, and that is an in-person event. Everyone's going to drive themselves to Spectre, which is where they filmed part of Big Fish.
Yes.
And there are goats, and we're going to
it's so
have
much fun.
packed lunches. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so fun. That's 9:30 to 1 p.m. If you want to sign up for that, just email me at aborden@fumc.montgomery.org.
Yes, and there's lots of places. Don't you have a cute little cabana that's
Yes,
large
I
for us
have
to be able to
rented
be
for
in?
us a gazebo for the day, for the morning and afternoon, so that we can eat there under cover. There's a fan. It's right on the river. I mean, it'll be really lovely.
There's
So-
restrooms available there too.
Yes,
We're
it's
going to bring
really-
drinks.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
we
we're
just
providing
need you.
soda and water and stuff like that. And then that evening, don't worry about dinner, because there's a drive-through
gotcha.
personal pizza party.
From
And
Mid Street
yes,
Pizza.
Pimp Street Pizza Company pizza is so good. We actually picked
Delicious.
up a pizza kit and sampled it, and we made it together, and the pizza was so good.
It was delicious. You get a little thing of tomato, you get a little thing of
cheese.
and the dough was so soft, it wasn't, you didn't struggle. It's a
You don't have to
5-minute
be
build.
Kate to do it. You can be Adrian and do it.
And it really was though, wasn't it? It was a quick, sometimes when you
easy.
buy the pizza dough from Publix or you make pizza dough, it's kind of a chore to get it rolled out. But
Yeah.
this one was awesome.
It was easy and fun. And they also, if you don't want a pizza kit, if you don't want to go home and fix it yourself, then they will sell instead just like a cooked pizza for
And
you.
how much
Right
are
there.
those, Adrian?
It's $7 for a pizza kit, $7 for a pizza. They're all cheese pizzas. So you can go home and put mushrooms on there, onions, whatever you
Yes,
want,
pepperoni.
spinach.
And the other good thing is if you're thinking, gosh, Wednesdays are kind of jammed for me, it will keep. So you can just pick it up, drive through, put it in the fridge, and make it this weekend. Not a problem.
Yeah. So please let me know if you want to sign up for that. Beth, Marty said, best prizes ever. Our undying admiration.
Aww.
All right.
All right.
What
Well,
do you need from
everything
me,
is
Kate?
just, taking its time to do
Yes.
it.
Okay, well now, should I do another trivia?
Trivia.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. What vegetable is part of a tradition on the night before Halloween?
Oh, pick me. Pumpkins.
No.
No?
Cabbage.
Who knew?
Cabbage is often used in pranks on Mischief Night, sometimes referred to as Cabbage Night.
Did you know that? I did not know that.
People would sometimes leave stinky, rotten cabbage near neighbors' doors.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting.
That sounds really gross.
I had to throw away a small amount of leftover kale this morning. That reminded me just how nasty that is.
Yeah. Fresh produce can get real stinky. Okay, what was the original title for one of my personal favorite movies that I've already forced my husband to watch with me this season? Disney's Hocus Pocus.
That was
The original title for Disney's Hocus Pocus.
Hubble Bubble.
This is, they ended up with a much cuter title. It was originally going to be called Halloween House. And it was
Wow.
more horror than comedy.
Oh, so they
Which is
just
funny because
changed it
that
up.
movie is hilarious.
That's one of my favorites.
I mean, you get Bette Midler in there and
Mhm.
boo, she's got her little lipstick. And then she sings, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Okay, I won't perform the whole thing right now. I promise.
Hold fire. Although it's timely, I tell you. All right. I don't know if I need that, but it's very nice just
It's
to have
really
it.
nice.
It's very
Look at
nice.
those pretty pumpkins.
That's for serving. I'm just
Well,
thinking
we'll come
that's
back to
good.
that. She was just doing a little teaser.
I just, I got caught up in the moment. All right, we're
You
going
just
to have
wanna
a
show off
look
your
at cake
pumpkins.
pops. Everything seems to be bubbling and doing its thing. I think we could probably, at the back here, we could go on and add our chicken
All right.
to our chili.
Ooh,
Now, I think I might be ambitious trying to get all this in this little
Yeah,
pot.
wow.
But
But if
Yeah.
anyone can do it, it's her. It's
I'm gonna
Kate.
do it.
You did
Determined.
it.
Yay!
Yay.
So I hope. See, often we have a. Yes, go ahead. Often we have a, and here's one I did version, but we don't today.
Not this
so-
time. Life happens.
Yes,
You
what
know
happens?
this.
I
Life
have a
happens.
grandbaby that's staying with us this week, and I could not be more thrilled, but it was an unexpected joy. So we are rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling with the punches.
Rolling with the punches.
So this is going to sit and reduce, the chicken's going to heat, and it all should melt together. So hopefully we've got enough time today while we are chatting away for that just to happen.
Well, I got a lot of trivia questions.
A lot of trivia.
I'm ready.
Failing which, there'll be a picture at the end. Okay, so cake pops. How many of you have tried cake pops before?
I've never tried them.
I have thought about it.
I have thought about it, and I have a friend who does them.
Yes.
But mainly just Starbucks. That's my experience with cake pops.
And those are delicious.
They are.
And it's been a while since I've thought about cake pops, but now that we are busy trying to pre-package everything again and going back into individual, you know, we're doing a lot more cupcakes than big cakes, I thought cake pops maybe could make a feature back on our menu. So really what you want to do is the day before you're ready to do it, bake a cake. So that's pretty straightforward. And then that's
Does it matter what kind of cake?
No, I just used, I think I did a white cake and I did a yellow cake. And then it tells you to take off all of the brown bit. You don't have to, but then your cake, when you bite into it, it's prettier. It's not going to have little knobbly bits.
Okay.
So do you want to go ahead and
Sure.
skin the cake?
Sure.
I'm just going to heat up. We tried all sorts of different things for dipping them, but I've gone with the Ghirardelli milk chocolate melting wafers, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that in a minute, but I'm just going to pop those in the microwave while Adrian is fixing up.
Yes,
Hey.
and I will ask you a trivia question while she's doing that. What holiday, only one, surpasses Halloween in annual consumer sales?
Christmas?
Yes, it's Christmas! And if you didn't get that one, then you might be an Ebenezer Scrooge like my dad. He is just a real humbug. Okay. Why are black cats associated with Halloween and bad luck?
There's a superstition if they cross your path, that,
Yes.
That it's good luck if they go left to right and bad luck right to left.
Oh,
But that's
really?
all I know.
I'm not keeping track of which way they're going. The Puritans associated black cats with witchcraft, leading to the onyx-colored felines association with Halloween. In many other cultures, black cats are actually a sign of good luck, and they are revered. Sorry, black cats.
Well, I can tell you a story about that. Yes, they are. When we were in Russia, when we were in St. Petersburg, there was a little black cat. If any of you have been up on the wall, and it was, you had to throw a coin up into a little cup, and it took plenty of tries, but we got one in.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So they were excited about their black cat friend. Well, I do. I feel bad for black cats that they get a bad rep, but they're very cute.
All right, so
They're
keep
cute
back
things.
to our chocolate. Look, there, it has melted. Beautiful there.
Ooh,
Sure you didn't see that. So that was just 30 minutes in the microwave. But when I was researching how to do these, a lot of people use the candy melts that you can buy at Michael's. There we go. I have to say, I guess we left it a little late in the year. They didn't have any of the fabulous Halloween candy colors. You know, the purples and the greens. We ended up with sort of caramel and, you know, moss green, I think. But anyway, we'll have a little try with those. And then if you use those, they suggest you use something called Paramount crystals. And some of you may be way ahead of the game on this. I didn't know about these. They're like palm kernel oil, and which is probably not a good thing to use.
Yeah,
and then they have things I can't pronounce without my glasses. Soy lecithin.
palm kernel oil, mono and diglycerides, and soy lecithin.
Yes, probably didn't need to read that. Anyway, they do roughly the same things as the candy melt, which is actually why I prefer to use chocolate. But you can add some of these they look like little white shavings, and they do what they say they do. Some of these candy melts don't melt into just a liquid. They melt into, they're melted, but they're not melted enough for you to be able to dip.
chunky.
So when you add some of this to the hot candy melts, it makes it more fluid and more pliable, but it also allows it to set with a nice crispy outside. So anyway, just something to think about.
Yeah.
If you're going to use, if you happen to have candy melts and you want to try this at home.
Oh, I definitely want to try cake pops. That would be a great gift for the holiday season, for Halloween, for the
yes.
fall, Christmas, everything.
Individually wrap them. I'm going to get rid of these little bits of cake, and then we are going to dive in. When I say we, I mean you.
She means me.
Yes, it's time to get your hands dirty.
All right.
And you're going to crumble the cake.
Okay.
While Adrian does that, come back over here and do a bit of stirring.
Yes.
Our pumpkin has come up to the boil. I'm going to set a timer actually.
If you want to try hand lettering, we actually have a hand lettering workshop, October 26th, which is next Monday.
Yes.
And Lettering by Leanna is going to teach us. She's actually one of my best friends, full disclosure, and she was my maid of honor. And she is a hand letterer, so she's going to teach us her ways. And it's free to anyone. If you're in England or Spanish Fort, you can take this workshop.
And if you
free.
miss it at 4 o'clock, will you be able to see it after? Or
You'll be able to
just
see it
live?
after. I think. I've got to run that by Leanna, but I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we
What am I
are.
doing? You want crumble
doing
in
it. She's
Okay.
the best crumbler. This side of the Mississippi. So while she's doing that, we're going to talk about frosting. If you happen to have homemade buttercream, we just bought some vanilla frosting. You actually need a lot less than I thought.
Oh, really?
So really, for that amount of cake, and that's about a quarter of a sheet cake, you literally need about a
Oh, wow.
I guess that's a tablespoon, even though I'm using a teaspoon.
Okay,
And then
so
you
start
are just
smashing
gonna
around.
squidge it all in there. And then you really squeeze it until it's really the consistency of Play-Doh. So it's unrecognizable as its original form. I doubt we'll need any extra, but keep
No,
on going.
it's precious. I need it.
You're going to end up with a ball like this big.
Oh, I'm going to make a big ball. Okay.
Oh, and we are
Yeah.
splishing and sploshing over here.
And over here and over there.
Yes, it's like, oh!
It's the Splishing and a Splashing episode.
I'm just going to double check a couple of bits in here.
Okay.
About 10 minutes until heated. Good.
Do
How
you
we doing?
want to, I'm doing well. Do you want me to ask another question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why did people start dressing up in Halloween costumes?
Why did they start dressing up in Halloween costumes? I don't know. Why did they? Was it part of the beginning of the trick-or-treating? I mean, are we talking that, or in medieval times, costumes? Is it medieval time
Yes.
costumes? Ooh, then maybe it was the doctors that had those strange masks. Is it something to do with this?
Like Commedia dell'arte. You're getting into, interesting theory, Kate, because the real answer is
Oh,
many Europeans, including the Celtics, dressed in costume to repel spirits that they believed came back to Earth on what is now known as Halloween. All Hallows Eve, which actually has a Christian or origin, which I'll get to that question later. Okay, how am I doing here?
Keep
Squeeze?
squeezing.
Okay,
Yeah.
get my Moundo cake.
And you could do like slightly less in your hand, like take half of that there,
Oh, okay.
and really squeeze.
Like this?
Yes. And maybe I'll go with the other bit. Look at
I
that.
got a third bit.
Ooh. Look at that. If anybody asked you what that is, you may not say.
Cake
What's
with
cake?
frosting
Cake?
smashed together.
No, literally a ball of cake. There it is.
Okay, we have one more
One more to
contender.
go.
He may need a little more. Well, maybe not.
Maybe a little frosting?
Maybe just a little bit. A little dabble do ya.
So
I
fun.
know.
It's like, this one's bubbling, this one's bubbling.
And I'm smashing cake in my hands. That's
Oh.
fun. Okay.
What a fun episode.
Who was the first lady in the White House to decorate it for Halloween?
I know it.
She already knows. Because she guessed. Who'd you guess?
Well, I guessed the wrong one, but
She
is
guessed
it
Mrs. Bush.
Eisenhower? Is it Mrs.
Yes, it's
Eisenhower?
Mamie Eisenhower in 1958.
Is that the president that had an alligator? Who was that?
Eisenhower and alligator? Wow.
Somebody had a or is that just a fallacy that
Oh, I don't
us
know.
Brits believe about you Americans?
I wouldn't know.
Somebody had an alligator, I feel
Now,
sure.
how do you make them into perfect?
All right, well, we're going to move on to that
Because
next.
this does not look like the cake.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So the other ingredients that you need to do this are some little sticks. I guess we can run through those in a minute because that's the fun bit. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay.
So, scoop. I'm just, oh, hello. We're using, you could use an ice cream scoop, like a small ice cream scoop. This is literally a tablespoon measure. And so I'm just going to take like a tablespoonful,
Okay.
and you can do the same. And then again, you want to really squeeze it. So strange. But a good family project, you know. You could sit around drinking hot chocolate, making cake pops. You could use a brownie mixture, I think, to do this. You don't have to do white.
Now, if you roll it the way I was just doing it, it could
Yes,
crumble.
it's too soon. So you've really got to get it all warm, and then take it into the palm of your hands and make a ball. Not terribly quick. But you really don't want to crack, obviously. And if you get one, just take a minute to smooth it over until you have a little ball, just like that. And then sit it on the tray.
Your ball's prettier than mine. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's Halloween. You can have balls that look like brains.
That's right.
Ah.
Eyeballs. You could do eyeball
Eyeballs
cake
would be fun.
pops.
Yeah, so say, I think you have to plan like 2 months ahead to get the decorations.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, and we really are boiling away there, but I'm
Do you
just
want me to
gonna let
stir
that
it?
go.
Okay.
In a second.
Do you know what famous magician died on Halloween?
Well, I
You
don't know
do.
very many famous magicians, so that narrowed it down for me. Does anybody out there have a guess? Do we have a comment?
No.
No. Come on, people.
You probably know this. It's Harry Houdini.
He mysteriously disappeared.
No, he got, he died
How
because,
did he die?
well, somebody punched him in the, his famous thing was to be like, and I only know all this because I used to go to the Magic Castle all the time when I lived in LA, but people would punch him for sport, and that was part of his thing. He would get his gut ready, and then you could punch him, and he would be fine. Somebody came up and punched him when he wasn't flexing, and I think it damaged his organs, so then when he was doing his famous lockbox escape trick, he didn't escape.
Oh gosh.
It was awful.
He wasn't holding up. Gosh, that's tragic.
I know, it's really sad, but he was really, really a fascinating. Houdini, good, Glenda! Glenda Yelverton got it!
Yay! Oh, you get a prize too.
Yeah, you get a prize.
Way
You're
to
the
go.
best! Oh, yeah. When do you think Halloween originated? Kate doesn't know the answer to this one. When did Halloween originate? When did it start?
A long, long time ago.
I can still remember.
I'm not. Tell us, Adrian. When did Halloween
Does anyone want to guess? As I squish cake
Give us a
batter
clue.
as okay, it was not in Anno Domini. It was in before Christ.
Gosh. But then it was,
Like way before Christ.
it's on the tip of my tongue. Why don't you just tell me?
4000 BC.
Really?
Yes.
Did it say where?
No.
Gosh, there's some things for
But
us
I'll
to Google
have
when we
a
can't speak
research
tonight.
episode. A bonus episode. I'm just kidding. But I'll try to find out more and I'll post it in the comments. And what Celtic tradition do you think led to modern day trick-or-treating?
Celtic tradition to trick-or-treating has nothing to do with Cabbage Day. Because that would have been the trick.
Right. That's not quite enough.
Yeah, you can take some from here.
For the celebration of Samhain, don't know what that is, people would put treats or food out to pacify evil spirits. So this is interesting. They must have really believed that evil spirits were prevalent and a threat for a long time because this was a big holiday to ward them off. Okay.
The same time of year, I presume. Presumably it's the same
Exactly.
year.
Yes, I think so. And I'll tell y'all about the Christian background. Y'all, what connection does Christianity have with Halloween? We have a service that celebrates this.
All Saints Day.
Yeah.
We
So
know that one.
All Saints Day, November 1st, and All Souls Day, November 2nd, were created to integrate sacred pagan traditions that usually took place on or around October 31st in Christianity in hopes of getting pagans to convert.
You took the high road there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
All right, well, this is fun.
I know.
It's
You
quite
guys
relaxing,
highly
actually.
recommend.
So,
Yeah, because we were feeling like stressed about, oh, it's Monday, and now I feel great.
yeah, everything is doing its thing.
Cake pop therapy is what this is called. Who sang the original Monster Mash?
It's the monster.
It was a graveyard smash.
it caught on in a flash.
It was Bobby Pickett.
Bobby Pickett. Okay, name another song that Bobby Pickett played.
I know. Name that tune. Name that singer.
What else might I have heard of?
And when do you think we first celebrated Halloween in the United States?
Tell us.
It was around the 1840s when there was a flood of Irish immigrants fleeing from the potato famine.
In the 1840s. That's a long,
Wow.
long time ago. All right. Well, while Adrian is just squeezing the rest of those, everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing over here, which is mostly making quite a mess. I recommend you use a slightly larger saucepan. I've got the sublime to the ridiculous here. I have this enormous saucepan with not very much pumpkin in it, and then I have this tiny one that's full of well, it's got less chili than it did have because it's splashing around over here. But
it
it
looks
does smell
good.
very nice, and it's going to taste very good.
It looks really good.
Okay, and then
Do you know where the real Ichabod Crane lived?
real Ichabod Crane.
The real Ichabod Crane.
In Sleepy Hollow.
Believe it or not, it wasn't Sleepy Hollow, New York, but actually Staten Island.
Oh, and it's close, you know?
Yes! It's close to Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I like that movie.
I know. Oh, that's
thought
good.
about
They
that for a
remade
while.
it a few years ago, and that was good too.
All right, and for those of you that wondered what I was doing, I actually have some of the pureed soup at the back here, and I was just letting it down with a little bit of milk, ready for us to serve and show you.
And when I'm done with my job here, I'm going to show you a close-up of what she's doing.
Well, you know, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a little splashy around the back there. But, okay, so your cake pops, once you've rolled them like this, you want to just let them be for a little while. So just maybe sit them in the fridge for an hour. And then we're going to sort of jump ahead and try and show you what we did. So the next phase is to get some sort of polystyrene. This is floral foam, and I bought it ready wrapped, so I didn't need
What do you call it? Oasis?
Oasis.
Okay.
And I think for real floral, this is indoor for dried flowers. There's that kind of oasis. It's not the green one, but either would work. Anyway, if you have some that's unwrapped, you need to wrap it in saran wrap before you start so that you don't spray little bits all over it. And as I say, this one was already wrapped, so you stick your, we use that for our cake pops. So, where did those sticks go? Sticks.
Sticks.
Here they are.
Book.
Found you. Okay, here they are. So just a little 6-inch stick, again Michael's, and what you're going to want to do is dip them into your chocolate and then put it halfway into your cake pot. Look at that. And then we put it into our foam to let it sit.
And why do you dip it first and then put it in?
Because when another trick is these are going to sit on here, and while they were perfect balls when we put them down, they're going to have a little bit of a flat bottom after they've sat for ages. So instead of sticking your stick in the top, you want to pick it up and put your stick into that flat bottom part so that you have your pretty dome.
Okay.
Well, because it will hold the stick more securely in, because as you dip it into the chocolate, it's heavy, and the weight of the extra chocolate on the stick and the whole thing will fall off.
Okay.
Now, we didn't melt lots of different chocolate. In a perfect world, you would dip these in white chocolate so that they match the sticks.
Yeah.
And in fact, we did that with these ones. So you can't really see where it's glued onto the bottom. But this, on the other hand, gives, hopefully you can see better what we're doing. So that's those ones. So then you let those sit for a little while. Then you put those in the fridge and let them just harden up. But then before you want to dip them, you need to get them out and let them sort of sit for an hour so that they're back at room temperature. Because if you dip a really cold cake pop into the chocolate, it all kind of seizes up and it's not what you want. It's not what you want. So this is the fun bit. Oh, Adrian, come back for the fun bit.
I'm kind of.
So we're aiming for this. Put our chocolate in the middle. And they say you just go straight down, straight up.
Okay.
But the chocolate's a teeny bit warm, so obviously it's going to start melting the chocolate that's already on there.
Okay.
You know, they are kind of tricky. Okay. Kind of tricky. And then we did have a little stick so that we can burst any bubbles.
Pop bubbles.
And then we have some red, purple glitter.
Whatever comes. No, it's not glitter. It's sugar.
It's sugar, it's not glitter. No, I'm so mistaken when I said that. Okay, so here we go. Down, whoop, up,
Ooh.
and then just shake it around.
I'll
Shake
bring
it
it
all
in for
about.
this. You need to get a close up of this.
Oh, look at that. You could do mushrooms. That would be good. And then you lightly want to tap and shake, but you don't want the whole, you know, don't get too ambitious. It's supposed to look homemade. You don't want them all to fall off. When we were practicing, I lost a few good men fell into the chocolate. And then, look, we're just going to hold that over this lid. And maybe just sprinkle him there. Oh,
Pretty.
a little bit of purple sugar. That's what we had, so that'll work.
Mmm.
Alright, so then leave him to dry. So let's do another one.
Okay.
I'll do one more, then you have a go.
Okay.
So down, twist straight up, and then just letting that fall off with a light tap. Oh, look at that. This is very therapeutic, actually. You might think, gosh, what a fiddle, but it's actually quite fun. Mmm. So if you do chocolate, we could do peppermint brownies. Just oh, see, I got a bit ambitious. Can you see I'm back?
No.
But you know he'll still be delicious.
He had a good life.
He did have a good life. Let's just do one more.
Okay.
The perils of doing it on camera.
That's right. It happens. Okay, I'm gonna have a go.
Go. You have a go. You do one and I'll do one. So I'm gonna go down, up, and I'm not gonna be quite so ambitious this time. I'm just gonna let that. All right, your turn. Interesting. And actually, I think gravity is going to help us. As I say, if your chocolate, my chocolate might be a teeny bit warm, which is, as I say, it's melting off. Oh, look at that. Oh, yum. Ooh. Makes you just want to, like, if you weren't there, you might just wipe
We
our
might just
finger and
lick
lick
it
that.
right off of there. But you're here.
But you're here
And
for
so we
now.
won't.
So there we go.
Yes.
And then you're going to end up, then they're going to dry, and you're going to end up with a pretty ball. You could, you know, lattice some white chocolate across the top like a truffle. We made some. We were experimenting, not very successfully, with the candy melts. But anyway, we put some white on top. We did some funny balls. We put a ribbon. But you know, you can play. I had wanted to buy like little eyeballs, and if you had dipped them in the white candy melts, you could have just put 2 little eyeballs on the top. So that'd be fun, you know, think outside the box. Pinterest will give you lots of ideas.
Yes.
Isn't that cute?
It's got a cute little, and some extra on top.
It's going to be yummy, yummy
Cute.
treats.
Yum.
Straight down.
Should we do this one too?
Yes, let's do it.
Why not? Have a little,
We've come this
fun.
far. Oh look, Nikki Armstrong is watching.
Yes.
Good morning, Nikki.
Hey Nikki, and does anyone out there know what the Munsters address was?
Ooh.
I don't think Kate knows this.
That seems a theme for these questions.
No.
Kate doesn't know. What do you know?
But do you out there?
How was the test subject?
I did. I already asked her some of these. I had to make sure the questions were good enough for
Just
our
make
good
sure they were
people.
hard enough. That's right.
That's right.
That's what I tell myself.
The Munsters address was 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
13.
And what candy was given to soldiers in battle in the Korean War?
Well, not candy cane, not candy corn. What candy and caramels?
No, Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder how. We're having a little issue over
Little
here.
explosion in the corner.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Lovely.
So we can just round up now and finish talking about these little fun bits.
Yes. Do you want me to
Okay.
come closer? No.
I just want to slide these over here.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring our fun little presentation forward, really, and just quickly just walk you through how to finish all these bits off. It seems, see how easy it kind of was? Everything is just doing its own thing in the background, so that's quite good. So I've got these pretty pumpkin bowls. I'm excited to use those. It's a bit chilly in here. I apologize for my hands. I have green and red, and we made bagels this weekend with my children, and we made rainbow bagels. I don't know if any of you are watching the Great British Bake Off, but the episode this week, Paul Hollywood had his bread challenge, and it was to make a rainbow bagel. And it's sort of to support, of course, in England, the NHS, but to support health workers. You know, the rainbow is the sign of the pandemic. And so anyway, we made them, and they were pretty fantastic. They took 3 hours to make. Should I show you?
Yes, show.
Oh, where's that with them? Here we go.
Look at that.
Look how fun these were. Just to deviate a little.
So pretty.
But yeah, so we thought maybe in January when, you know, the nights are long and we need something fun to do, we'll teach you how to make
Rainbow or colored bagels.
Colored bagels. Oh, that's fun.
That's so
I have
neat.
never made bagel.
I never have either. I have watched videos.
Yes.
Jennifer Garner was teaching us how to make a bagel. I did not make the bagel.
Well, my big kids and I and baby Colette, we made bagel.
Oh, that's fun.
So that was fun. Anyway, back to today. Let's put this down here for a minute.
Okay.
And so distracted by my bubbling. Sorry. So chunky bread. You could put some grated cheese over the top of that. This is going to be our soup. So you might want to look at the soup actually, so that you can all see what this looks like. Maybe just the soup. I really have made a mess over here. So this is what it's going to look like. It looks completely unappetizing. But then you are going to stick it in your blender, and it's going to come out looking like this. Just a lovely, golden, glorious, thick, hearty soup. So we're going to take that over to our soup bowls. So we're going to pour. If you pour over a spoon, I'm sure you all know that it doesn't spit. So let's pour our soup into there. And then we have got a grated gruyere cheese. You could use Frontina. That's another good one. I love gruyere. So we're going to have gruyere, which as it hits the soup, of course, it's going to go melty and stringy and delicious.
Oh, Lord.
And then our little Colette had got the sesame seeds earlier. Oh, here they are. Here's my roasted pumpkin seeds.
She was playing a tambourine.
She was delighted. So here's our pretty pumpkin seeds, and we are going to sprinkle those on the top.
Lovely.
Look at that, just for a fun fireside supper.
Yes.
That would be bon appetit.
So did you blend it, or did it cook down from that stage?
No, so from there I put it in my liquidizer.
Oh, okay.
And then just blasted it. And then it is quite thick, and I just add a little more milk. You could put a pinch of nutmeg or something on the top to bring out that seasoning, you know, a bit more salt and pepper, but it's really very good. And again, it freezes really well. It's kind of hearty.
Yes.
And, you know, we're trying to do 3 meat-free meals a week at the moment, so this hits some of those boxes if you're on that roll. Okay, so while that's happening, do you want to put the cake pop on there? The ones that are done. Can you differentiate? Like the dull ones are the ones that are done. You can just stick on there.
This might be the only one on this that's
yes,
done.
I believe you might be right.
Okay.
And while you do that, I'm just going to ladle some of our, our chili is done. Simple as that.
I'm going to do it like Kate would do it. I'll do it like that. Like, what would Kate do? And in the meantime, while she's doing that, what is the most commercially successful horror franchise of all time?
And this one is, you'll not get it.
Godzilla.
Yes. Why?
I don't know, but what is the most popular horror movie of all time? I can't remember how they asked that. No, the movie.
Or the movie.
And that was the most commercially successful horror movie of all time. It is such a scary movie.
Oh, is that the one with the clown?
Yes.
Scary. I haven't seen that. I'm not as
popular costumes for kids. In third place,
Don't know how you do this.
superhero.
Superhero.
In second place, technically this is a superhero,
Karate.
Spider-Man.
Love Spider-Man.
And number one, princess. So it's
That's
boys,
every
boys,
day.
girls.
That's
Yeah,
every day. Okay, so here is our chicken chili, and you'll get a close-up of all of these afterwards.
Ooh,
And now
that's
this
so
one is
good.
going to have pepper jack loaded on top of it. You can skip the cheese if you don't want cheese in it. We are going to put our fresh cilantro. Probably stir some through, but we're going to just put a little bit on the top for colour.
Lovely.
And we're going to add our fresh chilies. So again, another easy one-pot supper. I love these things, look, and then this
They're
little lid
so
goes on.
cute.
So there's that
I
one.
have a pumpkin soup tureen.
So you see, and you can fill
Cute.
that in with these
Yes.
treats. Let's move our little pumpkin forward too.
Okay.
Oh, just a few little happies. I don't think I really thought through how to put those cake pops out. I
Yeah.
think probably you'd want to, oh, I know.
Well, what if we
Put them in a vase
Oh, that's a good idea.
or a glass.
What about this one?
I'm going to go for thinking on the spot. Yes, what about that one? Yes, yes. Perfect.
There we
Go.
go.
Holder. Here we go. Let's try this instead. Oh, yeah. Much more attractive. And you know, you can have your phone down in the bottom or whatever.
So they're standing straight up.
Yeah, you could fill that little bouquet of cake pops.
Woo! Man down. I just wanted to make a really Halloween-y sound to go with that.
You add to the ambiance. There we go.
That looks so cute.
How fun is that? But you get the idea, and it's fun to try, and it's fun to know that it doesn't have to be perfect to be good.
No, it doesn't.
And,
Not come
I
closer.
encourage you all to have a go at any of those. And I hope you, oh, there's two more. And I hope you will.
Yum, there's the
So
pumpkin
again, there's our soup, and let's
soup.
just put a spoon in there so you can see it. Look,
My
it's
mom
all
says-
gonna be like melty and stringy. Look at that.
Oh my
It
gosh.
just says eat me. Yummy.
My mom says, I love you, pumpkin gals.
And
We
there's
love
our
you too.
chili.
Chili,
Our
yum.
pops. And then Adrian and I
Yes,
are going
that's
to
so
sing you
good.
out with a special treat.
Yes, we are. Let me get my
So we're using
ukulele.
dry ice, obviously. And if you didn't know, or you haven't tried, we just made ourselves. This is an English drink. This is Ribena, just a cordial.
Yes, so thanks for watching Pantry. We know you might feel